Yeah, so as the light body is coming in, our creatorship, our true creatorship, I mean, if to just even say it feels so exciting and exhilarating in the body. Our true creatorship is coming in. And so for many of us, we have been going through, in linear time, the deep, long unplug. And so it was different stages and phases for each being with where they were at in their own personal journey. Many of we have been in the deep unplug of the systems and the systems inside of us and so on for what felt like a long time. And so we were not guided to create anything more in the realms of duality. And so many felt on hold, many felt frustrated or confused with the lack of inspiration flowing through, but also very clear signals to not create anything more. And that was because we were, it's like, at the end of a party, a wedding or whatever, a big party, there's always the last person to leave. So some leave the party early, meaning some were unplugging from duality aeons ago and were just holding the field in stillness for this big quantum leap. And so while bridging the realms of 3D and 5D and far beyond that, many have felt in a very long stasis or hold, and we would say that the same thing happens with caterpillars. As the millions are preparing to hatch, there's caterpillars that have been in stasis longer than others, on hold. And so from the mental body perspective, that was separate from the emotional body, possibly, and so it had many we's struggling inside of the selves. What do I do? I'm supposed to unplug from everything and not do anything more, not create anything more. It was in preparation for the miracle now. Preparation for this 8-8 window, which has brought the solar logos, has brought the light body in en masse to the collective. Oh, a piece of paper just fell. There we go. Symphonic said. So, we have been waiting en masse for the collective quantum and holding the field for the entire collective to go. And so now, as the solar logos embodies the immaculate child within, the trinitization of all of the energies of the masculine and the feminine, or the mother-father arc, all these different ways that we term these core principles of creation. We could say the plus and the minus, or the positive and the negative charge. We've been holding that field, and now the creativity, true creative principles of creation begin to flow through the light body, which doesn't have to be mentalized. We don't have to figure out how to create or what our purpose is, because our purpose is embodied inside the light body and it flows effortlessly through us. And that is what is beginning to happen. This is the metaphor of the first brushstrokes on the canvas coming in. But we didn't have to sit and strain over an idea of what it looks like, because it's a completely unique process that is coming in, that we have been awaiting, that we have been gestating, that we have been purifying and clearing our bodies for, and it is co-creative and it is collaborative. It's what we call open source, because now everyone births the Creator. The Creator, it's the birthing of the light body. It's the bringing of that solar kingship in. One of the metaphors that we were shown in the miracle coordinate, it's like this. If there was an original divine blueprint made by Source of the human body vehicle, just like in Photoshop, this is how the guidance showed it. There was a masculine template and a feminine template, and they were layered together, just like in Photoshop we layer two pictures into one, and those two pictures layered into one are more beautiful than the original picture. And we call this the holographic quantum. It is the layering of that creates the love. It creates the beauty, it creates the magnificence. And so the original human divine blueprint was the layering of the solar king and what is called the solar father and the lunar mother, all these different expressions of. But this is true unio mystica within the body, the true divine love, the true cosmic love, the true communion of the original template of the solar king, the solar masculine, and we will actually say the solar feminine that are coming in. And they are replacing old overlays or templates. It's like something else was photoshopped in, something was taken out, the solar king, or that true divine essence of our true embodied masculine creator principle. The masculine is like the container. These are the words that are perhaps now more effective to use, is that we could replace feminine with the creational field, and masculine is the container around the creational field. So just like the chocolate metaphor, we'll use another metaphor. If we take water and we pour water out of a container onto a flat surface, let's say we pour it onto a sidewalk or the road, the water just disperses. But if we pour it into another container, then the water takes the form, the container's form. And so the water could be equated with the feminine, and the container could be equated with the masculine. And so now we have the water and the form, and this is our true solar logos, is the unification of the creative and the form, or the masculine and the feminine. So the original divine template of those two overlays come back together in our holographic quantum. This is our true sovereign birthright home to the stars, because now we are operating inside of the original divine human blueprint, the solar logos of the God. And as it's coming in, we were sharing that so we can begin to really trust everything that has come before us, or before this miracle coordinate, so to speak, everything that has been foundational when we've had the experiences of the vastness of 5D and beyond, and we've been taken to those highs before, but now it is coming in totality. Those were all foundational building blocks of what we are, what is coming into form now through the light body. And so we had a taste, we had an experience of what is possible. And now as our full cosmic Christos light body comes into the form, we truly begin to manifest the miracle into the form. And it is co-creative, collaborative, in that just like a field of monarch butterflies all taking flight simultaneous and consecutive together, it is a celebration of light principles of creation. That is what is beginning to come. And we were always shown these visions of, as the light bodies came in, we would just wave our hands through the air and create entire galaxies and universes and cosmoses of beauty, and we would revel in each other's creation of just waving our hand through the sky and seeing what appears before us. So the whole life cycle of nature that goes from the seed to the germination to the form, to the fruit, to the flower, to the fruit, it's now all occurring inside of us. We are the garden restored. And the garden restored is the sovereign aura, the solar logos, the light body in the form. It's like its whole own entire art studio inside, or its own garden. That's the best metaphor for now bringing everything into the form by understanding that as we come into the place of the light body, into the form, now we are creating everything from inside the form and then birthing it forward into our world, hence miracles, because simultaneous miracle manifestation of what we are birthing into the form, inside of the form. So the focus now becomes internal rather than external in the reality of cause and effect. We were always looking to control or manipulate the form externally, which is why we had to take everything back inside of us. Because now all of the creation is occurring inside of the form. There is no longer any need to engage with the external reality in a way to need to shift or change it. As Joe Dispenza always said, it takes a lot of energy to change matter from matter. But this is in the quantum form, and there is something even beyond the quantum, because the quantum principles took our consciousness into the vastness of space. And now we are bringing that vastness of space into the form. It is now birthing into the form. So the form now becomes the container of the art studio. Hence our first brushstroke, or on the canvas, or our first seed planted in our garden. And this is the nurturing of, and the love of, and the creativity of. And what we have brought with us from our long journey in the aeons is the knowing of what holds the highest joy for us to create in form, and to play with the miracle coordinate.